Hello and welcome to SourceFedNerd with your daily dose of table talk, where we talk about questions, topics, things, and stuff you recommend on Twitter and Facebook using the hashtag tabletalk or on reddit.com/r/SourceFed. My name's Philip DeFranco.
I'm Mike Turney.
And I'm Steve Zaragoza.
Woo! There we go. Let's jump in.
There is an ongoing battle in the writer's room, though, that it's too cold in there. When it's like 900 degrees.
Here's the funny thing about that
we're about
is-
to move you guys, so that'll be
really?
exciting. Yeah.
The funny thing is, all the girls were proactive in saying it was too cold, and we brought blankets. There's hoodies. We actively layer. We're not in tank tops going, it's too cold in here.
Actually, yesterday Trisha just had the turtles thing wrapped around her legs, and she was wearing like a tank top or whatever, and then she's like, it's freezing!
The
I
thing
was
is, like,
what's
it's
the matter with you?
120 degrees outside, but I'm wearing a hoodie to work because it's always so cold.
All right.
At J. Mahay says 1999. He doesn't say that. That's
He
part of
says
his name, too.
1999. Was a good year.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, Quinn. That's tough.
He says, SourceFed team's individual celebrity lookalikes.
Does it still count? Corey Monteith? I get that every now and then.
R.I.P. Too soon.
Who is that?
He's the guy from Glee.
I was mentioning this on the show the other day. Obviously, it's sad when anyone dies, but when it's like of a drug overdose, I don't know, there is a stigma about it. Mm-hmm. I do feel bad when people become addicted.
Do you feel like it's selfish of them? Like you shouldn't feel
No, I mean,
bad?
I feel like, it's very easy to be like, blah, blah, blah about drugs because, like, I've consumed some drugs and I've been okay and I've known like to do stuff like the girl that died, one of the girls that died at Electric Zoo. It's being reported now that she did 6 things of ecstasy.
Jesus.
I was about to go into terminology and then I was like, I've never actually done ecstasy, so we'll just say hits.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she did that and then she died. And it's like,
I mean,
but that's for a lot of people. That's not a lot of ecstasy, actually. A lot
Is
of
that
people
not?
do a lot more.
I always thought it was like
Christ.
one, and then you wait a long time, and then you see if it hits you, and then a lot of the times the problem is it doesn't hit you fast enough, and then you do it again.
The problem is that a lot of what people are consuming at those festivals is not ecstasy. Actually, MDMA cannot be pressed into a pill. It has to be like powder form if it's actually MDMA. So what they're consuming when it's in powder form has been cut with other things to be pressed into that pill. So you get ketamine, you get a lot of other things that are very bad for you, and so they take too much of that, and that's actually what hurts you. There are all sorts of science kits to see what's going on in there.
So why do we though? I guess because this is like it's deviating, but why do we feel like I'll look at the comments and it's just like, oh, these fucking stupid people, like they ruined this whole thing for everyone else. But then Corey Monteith dies of like heavy drug usage, and he was obviously trying to take care of it. But then it's a completely different reaction.
Yeah, I think that for some reason people kind of separate like this Hollywood person who couldn't get away from the dark part of the lifestyle as opposed to a college student who was totes dumb. I mean,
I think
The
regardless,
tortured creative versus
like-
like stupid, but
there still is this kind of glorification of like drug usage and an excess of drug usage, like I feel like in the media and for kids, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, a lot of kids don't know that if you take like a couple more because it feels fucking good, that it's gonna be fine. They don't know that they could overdose on those drugs, and I don't think there's enough knowledge out there for them to know. I mean, we do have the celebrities dying, and we do have the the normal people dying, the normies we call them. But I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if it's enough to scare kids into not doing it.
I would say we're actually on the other side of it. I say there's a ton of like anti-drug programs in school now. It doesn't seem like the Hollywood lifestyle. Like if you look at like the 90s where people were like strung out in like tabloids all the time and like photos of like all the rock stars were like crazy strung out. Like nowadays you're more likely to see people who are like recovering from that or who are like completely straight edge or who have like people like Russell Brand who was like known for drug use and now he's like, no, I don't do that. It's horrible for you. Please don't do that anymore.
Well, and then
bad.
you also have like your Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, like people have. I feel like there's more
Yeah.
reformed people now who are in the spotlight than there were before.
But I just feel like, don't they need to go on this big like advocacy like tour or something? Like we need to gather like all of the survivors of insane, intense substance abuses and just have them go on this like kind of comedians of comedy type thing where they just go around to schools and say, look, I'm Robert Downey Jr. I'm Russell Brand. I survived intense drug usage. I was a stupid kid, and now look at me. I'm successful. I don't drink. I don't do drugs, and you can be happy without doing that shit.
I think there is that side. I mean, I think there is still the glorification of the party life, especially like young Hollywood stuff. And it's not to be like, they're the problem. Like, you're a fucking person. Like, don't just follow something. It's weird because there is a part of me that obviously I talk about being pro-marijuana. I mean, but it's also something that it's not like, oh, I'm gonna OD on marijuana. I'm like, I don't know how much you would have to like just straight up eat to slowly die of that. But
I don't
like,
think you can.
Right? I think it's
There's
almost
never
impossible.
been-
You'd probably die of an exploded body. part.
You'd die of a full stomach before anything else.
Just yodels.
Well, but I mean, if you think about like that, my brother used to help organize parties like Electric Zoo and stuff like that. Those people go through so many loopholes and not loopholes, like hoops and all sorts of different things to get people not to bring those to their party. They don't. Like,
Yes.
It's not even if it's like an EDM festival. They are not like, hey everyone, let's do drugs. Like they're like, please don't, because it's really a huge fucking liability for
Yeah.
us. Like, don't do your shit
Yeah, but that's
here.
not gonna stop them. And the thing is you get these personality types of people that they start to consume these things. They feel fucking fantastic, and then they don't know when to stop. They've kind of lost control of their ability to stop, or there's underlying issues, depression, anxiety, who knows what else it is. And the truth of the matter is that these celebrities, this kid that just died from Glee, there were people in his life that probably knew he had a problem.
He
and
went
there
to
were
rehab.
people around him, and he went to rehab, and there were signs. And these kind of signs are pretty apparent if you're close to these people and you see that someone's close to some sort of addiction, a problem, possibly ODing. That's why shows like Intervention exist. And
Well,
shows
yeah,
like...
but I mean, I don't know super a lot about Corey Monteith. I do know that it came out that the people he was hanging out with before were like all known to be clean. Like you can do your best to help somebody and help rehabilitate them, but they're still an addict. And like for instance, I had a friend in high school who OD'd on heroin, and she was 3 months clean, like completely clean. One relapse is what killed her. So it's like a lot of people,
Well, 'cause I
like
guess
you can't save
was it
those
because
people.
like probably your body had just gotten
Probably
not used to it?
Yeah, I have no idea, but I'm assuming that's probably what happens to a lot of people. It's just their problem is that the addiction is like a very real demon that it's hard for people around them to really like. You
Right.
can't make someone better if they don't.
That's
wanna
true.
Be
It has to be within them
From
that they
them,
want to
yeah.
change.
Yeah.
But I think the best that you can do if you know someone or if there's someone in your life that has an addiction is just be supportive and try to talk to that person. And I don't know. I mean, don't force anything on them they don't want, but also let them know that you love them and you care about them and that it's important to have that person in your life. And maybe that's enough.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I
that's
think
enough.
it is the two prong. Like, don't demonize that person. They have a problem. Obviously, we can't just be like, oh, well, he has a problem and then walk away, but trying to do something there. And then also understanding, too, rehab's not like this magical fixer-upper.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, this guy had a problem. He went to rehab. It'll be okay.
He's good now.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's something that you probably, like, it's speaking with people that go to AA all the time. Like, it's a lifelong thing. Like, that's
Yeah.
why they still say, I'm an alcoholic, even though they don't drink anymore, because they know that one more, that's it.
They're
It's going to
back.
happen. I don't even remember what the original
The
question
original
was.
question was celebrity lookalikes. I've gotten Jennifer Love Hewitt a lot.
Oh, Jesus.
I get Kevin Smith. I get Jonah Hill. I get Jack Black. I get what did I say? Seth Rogen? Do I get Seth Rogen? I don't know. I get all I get basically any fat dude with a beard or any fat funny guy, even if I don't specifically look like them. There was one year I was at Comic Con. I know it's ridiculous. You're fat. You look like Jonah Hill. You look like who's that? Never mind.
See, you could say that about big guys, but if you saw like an Indian dude, you'd be like, you look like Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be like, you're
exactly.
racist.
Yeah, that's racism. Yeah, is it fatism? Is it weightism?
Is it sizes?
Sizeism.
Sizes. You can be a sizist, right? Or a
Yeah,
weightist?
sure, yeah. I was at Comic Con one year with Kids WB, and I had to shave off my beard so I could look like a 15-year-old, basically. And
I remember that from your reel.
and I had exactly, and I had like this Hawaiian shirt on, and I got all goofy. And someone came up to me legitimately, and they're like, Jonah Hill. Dude, I'm such a big fan. Oh my god,
That's
dude,
my
I love
favorite.
all your
My
stuff.
favorite is when people like
They're
get-
so sure that
you're
you're that person. Yeah.
I've
And I was
never
like,
had that,
okay,
no.
cool. Thanks, man.
Actually, in my Hawkeye costume, because I have like a brown wig on, 2 people at Comic Con were like, Jennifer Love, sorry, and like started the Jennifer Love Hewitt, and then we're like, nope, not you.
That's awesome.
Nope.
Good time.
Jacko121 says, would you either want to eat your favorite food / meal every day for the rest of your lives, or eat anything you want but never again eat your favorite again? I would eat all the other foods other than my favorite, because anything for the rest of your life gets boring.
Yeah.
Except for one woman's vagina.
Ding, 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 ding. That's a bit more, you know. I think you summed it up, honestly. I don't think there needs to be any more elaboration.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I have enough that are like I have like 25 second favorites that I
Yeah.
think are all
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Ain't
I
nothing wrong
remember
with
there was
silver,
a while
bitch.
in my life where I was eating nothing but teriyaki bowls when I was like 15. I was like,
man.
fucking teriyaki bowls are the best. I remember eating them like every fucking week. And then one day I'm just like, I can't eat any more teriyaki bowls. I'm gonna turn into a teriyaki bowl.
I'm gonna turn into a teriyaki.
Oh, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. It happened. So he's a father again. You have to give him a free card.
When you're a dad, you can get away with whatever you want in the workplace.
You can spit water wherever you want.
Yeah, it's yours to take control of. WJM8914, cool name, bro.
I thought you were reading my same question. I was like,
no, I don't think it is. Jesus, what if it was? That'd be ridiculous.
I was about, wait, can I go on a tangent real fast?
No, do it.
Do you ever have something like, there's something that reminds you of something else? Like, because we were talking about food, there is a song that plays on the radio. I don't even remember the name of the song, but it reminds me of when I was in college, and every lunch I would go and get, they didn't do hibachi right in front of you, but it was that same food, and they had that white yum yum sauce, and it was so good. And anyway,
what is that?
And for some reason, I can't look at an Etch-a-Sketch without like craving chocolate. I don't know.
There's
No, I mean there's things like that. Yeah, when I hear certain songs, I'm like, I remember this, my college dorm.
Yeah.
There's a Sugar Cult song that every time I hear it, I'm like, I remember that first boy who dumped me in college. I was like, my heel song. Every girl has a heel song. Every girl has a heel song. Every breakup has its own anthem.
Well, okay.
Do boys do that too?
When I had a big problem, there was a song that I would listen to in the radio, and then there was like a female comeback version.
Who let the dogs out?
No, it was like "fuck you." It was something like that.
Oh yeah, it was a CeeLo's. CeeLo's "fuck you."
No, I don't know. No. That was like recent.
No.
Oh, anyway, go
Yeah.
for it.
Well, I used to. It's weird. The human brain is such a fucking mystery. But you're right. There's smells.
Oh yeah,
That
smells.
even associate
Yeah.
with like memories.
Well, that's pretty like well documented.
Yeah.
Smells make you think things.
So yeah, bacon reminds me of when I was a stripper.
That was his stripper name. Come into the stage,
Bacon!
ladies. Get it hot and sizzling for bacon.
Actually, it was Bacon Bits was my name. Bacon Bits. Ooh, Bacon Bits!
No, that was
Gonna
your
make you
sidekick.
spit!
That was your
Bacon Bits
sidekick.
was
No,
my sidekick.
Bits was your sidekick. You were
I'm
bacon.
Bacon and Bits. Yeah, Bits was a midget that would come in and just twirl around.
Little person.
A little person. There's no midgets that watch SourceFedNerd, are there?
Sir, read the topic.
Here we go. WJM8914, the robot that is a viewer apparently, said, "Would you be embarrassed if your thoughts appeared in a pop bubble above your head if another coworker entered the room? How about when they were leaving the room?"
I think about way too much weird shit.
Yeah.
Like just like weird sex things, but then also like weird like murder slash like plot the end of the world.
No, literally.
Just like in my head, like how I would do it, like at all times. It makes no sense.
I was just at PAX and I was like I think it's every Comic-Con, and I don't want to say it, I don't want to put it in the world, but every Comic-Con I'm like, man, weapons check. Like if someone could just bring like an AK into Comic-Con and nobody would bat an eye because we would all think it was like a cosplay accessory. And then what would I do? Because they could just take out so many people. It would be so terrifying.
It is surprising that has never happened.
Yeah, let's go
knock
and
on
take out
table.
the most pacifistic people. Is that a word, pacifistic?
What are you talking about?
Spurned nerds, they can be.
But I mean,
it doesn't
nerds
even
are like
have to, it doesn't even have to be a nerd. I
It
mean,
could be just anybody.
there were people that were trying to put shit on the fucking Dark Knight. I mean, what would you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's essentially the same pop culture infusion.
Yeah.
I mean, now that we're talking about it, I'm terrified.
I know. I'm like, I don't even want to put this. This can't even go in the video because what if somebody's like, good idea, SourceFed.
Listen, if it's been thought about, it's probably already been.
I know, but could you imagine if you're at PAX and then somebody's thought bubble come up like, what if somebody just showed up the whole convention right now? You'd be like, I'm not gonna fucking
Well,
hang
it's
out
kind
with
of
that
like, have
person.
you ever been driving and one day, I don't know, this could be the most strange thing ever and no one can relate to this, but have you ever been driving and been like, man, what if I just like drove off this like thing?
Yeah.
What would happen?
Whenever I'm riding shotgun, we were going to the store this morning. I have a weird thing ever since I was a little kid because I actually did it then. I want to open the door. I want to open the door so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't feel it on planes or anything,
Yeah.
but like I just look at it and I'm like, what if?
Yeah.
What if I just
Why
open
not?
the door? I thought you were gonna say something about after we saw Vanilla Sky. Like anybody being in the passenger seat, you're like, what if a person driving just went ballistic and drove us off a bridge? Like it was so hard to be in the passenger seat after seeing Vanilla Sky.
I don't know. I mean, there's something weird about it. Maybe there's something dark about it. Like I remember watching an episode of Louis C.K. and he's like on this date with this kind of crazy girl. She's eccentric, and she's hanging off the edge of this building. They like climb 20 stories. And he's like, please get away from the edge, please get away from the edge. And she's like, come, sit down, whatever. And she goes into this whole thing about the reason that he won't do it is he's scared of what he might think what he might think when he's looking over the edge. He's scared that he might actually do it. And she's so open and free that she knows that she won't go over.
Whoa.
And it's kind of a heavy thought because
Dude, Louis, that show, man.
it's heavy. And I mean, I'm trying to think. The last time I hung off the side of a building was no, it was like
Tuesday.
4 years ago. It was in New York. It was at this random cool dude's house. He had like a top patio. I was shooting stuff with black box TV, and it was like me and my buddy Tony V were just hanging off the edge, and like that's also like weird ultimate trust.
Yeah!
Oh yeah.
So it's just
Let's
like
get up on this ledge together, bro. It's like, okay.
and we're talking about like the future of YouTube and everything, and it was like this just really cool like looking out into the city and like the bridge, and it was weird because at that time I thought like what would it look like if I fell. But I wouldn't do it. I know that.
But that's the thing. You
it's
get those
kinda
ideas
thing,
in your
no,
head.
That's,
Yeah.
I would never sit on the side of the building, not because I worried what I would think, but I'd be the one asshole. It's like, freak wind gust, knock that bitch right off the building. Like, that would suck.
I can't even watch people sit on ledges.
Well, the
like
thing is,
that
like,
makes me anxious.
Darren brought up, we were on 50/50. I introduced him to r/50/50 this weekend. And there was
don't
one
look
of
it
like
up.
a gif of a guy supposedly taking a tightrope across the Grand Canyon and falling, and it was like his GoPro footage or something. I think it was fake, but it was still just like that moment where you see him bend and then his arms come out like, oh fuck, and then you see like he's falling. It was just, it gave me a panic attack watching it. Could you imagine if you fell off a building and you have that time to go, well, fuck, this is the end now.
This is it.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then you have time to think about it.
Oh, so the question was fully, would you be embarrassed? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'd just get over it at some
That's the
point.
thing. I think I'd be embarrassed, but then I'd be the guy that you could like see my thoughts every once in a while. So I'd be like, I just kind of make jokes out of it and be like, come on, dude, this is how my brain works. I'm a fucked up guy.
I feel like I'd start thinking like, hey, you over there.
Check this
Really
out.
I think
pink.
there'd be an increase in lesbians.
Yeah.
They'd be
Just
like, you are
lesbians
disgusting,
everywhere."
sir.
Or
There's
like-
once women realize how fucking terrible we
No,
are.
I think it would just be guys going like, bitch, I knew you thought of that shit too!
Oh, maybe.
I mean, but the best
I like
thing
that.
would be like someone would be like making fun of you and be like, fuck you. And I'd be like, yeah, look what I do to your mom. And then it would show up there and be like, what the fuck?
Wait, would it be like words or like
It would be
visuals?
actual. I think it would be. Well, it says your thoughts appear in a pop-up bubble.
And you'd know if they were like, you know, that is a good size, or that was like, that felt really good. Be like, are you just saying it? Are you just tired? Are you tired? I'm gonna ask questions.
Yeah, and we're just gonna see what happens.
That's how you know it's bad.
Yeah.
gonna
If
keep
you ask a
asking
shitload of questions.
Did you?
I mean, did you finish? Because I finished. Did you
'Cause-
finish? Because
I mean, I
And
didn't
then her
finish.
thought bubble is just. All right, super quick. This is a good one for like super quickness. Ossian T. Jones says, "What is your favorite feel-good TV show / movie?" Mine is My Name Is Earl.
Feel good show / movie.
Friends is my feel-good show, and my feel-good movie is probably Princess Bride or Forrest Gump.
Princess. Well, so I was gonna say Forrest Gump, but it's not like a feel good movie at all. At
Totally
all.
is. It totally is.
He goes after a girl for the longest time
Yep.
ever. He has a baby with her that he doesn't know about. She gets AIDS.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
And she
And
dies.
that's the only
His mom
reason.
gets the cancer
the
and
only,
dies on a Tuesday.
the only way that she was fine with going back to a guy
Right, it was
is
when
she got
had
AIDS.
I know, but the thing is, like, no matter all the crazy shit that happened to him, he was always still the most whole person. The person that they underestimated because he was simple, he was the most whole person.
well,
the
not
whole
only
time.
that, he didn't sweat the small stuff. He was very much like he let stuff just bounce off him, and maybe it's that whole ignorance is bliss type thing.
But
that
he
got him
never,
through his life,
well,
but-
it's complete ignorance when you think about it. Like, Forrest Gump never really had anything. He had, like, a kind of hard upbringing, but he was too simple to really realize anything was wrong. And everyone around him suffered. And, like,
Yeah.
and they were like, oh, he's simple. And it's like Lieutenant Dan, he lost, like, his legs.
Yeah.
But then he got him back and married a cute girl.
Yeah.
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 That's the thing is, like, Forrest Gump is actually, like, the ultimate feel-good movie because, like, yes, shit happens in our lives, and that's really how life is. Shit really happens.
Yeah, but, I mean-
he makes, like, this, he's just always kind of like, well, it is
I'm
what
not
it is. He accepts it for what it is, and then he goes on.
I feel like if he hadn't gotten rich from the shrimp stuff, like I'd feel even worse.
I love Big Fish.
Big Fish is alright.
Oh, that's right. You didn't like that
Yeah,
movie.
it's all right.
You didn't like
It
that
made me
movie.
cry.
I love Big Fish.
I like the Muppet movie. That movie makes me feel good every time.
Ooh, Labyrinth is another good feel-good movie for me.
That one's a little feel good.
Memento.
That's not a feel-good movie.
The Color Purple.
I mean, it depends who's your champion in that movie.
you guys ever seen Amistad? That's like my feel good movie.
We were just talking about
so
Schindler's
good about
List. If you think about it, it is good. Never mind.
My
I was gonna
feel-good
make a case
show?
for him like saving a bunch of people and that being the feel good part of it, but I'm just not even gonna try.
Can I tell you guys what my feel good show is? I put it on, I feel good instantly. It's one of those shows I watch when I'm like sick. I don't feel. What is that? A coffee machine?
Stop it.
I was getting excited because I was like, I wonder if he's gonna say because Friends, but also that '70s show.
No, I was gonna
like,
say Seinfeld. Seinfeld's my go-to like feel good
Seinfeld
show
is hard
it
for
just makes
me.
me laugh.
It'll-
It's the only show that makes me laugh when I'm alone. I never laugh when I'm alone at stuff. Sometimes I mean, unless it's really fucking funny.
I can't remember. So actually, that's a question for you. What's your feel-good show / movie / whatever? And what do you watch when you want to murder yourself?
Leave it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. r/SourceFed, hashtag TipperTalk on Twitter. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Theo Franco.
I'm Steve Zaragoza. I want to watch Geely when I want to murder myself.
Steve, Seinfeld doesn't make your anxiety go?
No, I love it. I know it makes you uncomfortable,
It makes me
right?
uncomfortable.
I love it because that. I mean, I don't know. I wish life was really like that. Was really
I don't
like
know
Seinfeld.
what comedy on TV I watch though. Like
Really?
I watch TV for
You watch
like
Curb Your Enthusiasm?
drama. I watch a few episodes. Kind of funny.
What about Eastbound and Down?
Eastbound and Down's fucking
Fucking
awesome.
hilarious.
Season
So
one
good.
was
Good,
great.
And then
You didn't like season 2 when he's in Mexico?
Nope.
It's so good.
the Mexico
Little
one,
guy.
and
And his
then
dad, he meets his dad. Oh, his dad's such a badass. He's
the
an
next season's
asshole.
gonna be sweet because it
Can't
has
wait.
what's her face.
Can't wait.
Somebody
Oh, it
said
has.
better.
Doesn't it have?
Oh, I
Lindsay
thought you were.
Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. Yeah.
Oh, you thought
You thought I was doing like an impression? Doesn't it have the? Cut. We're talking about Margaret Cho or?